What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the BarrowsBOY Progress Series. A lot has happened since we last checked in, and of course, once again, I have just a few summons to do this time around. Decided to hold on to some mystical scrolls, as well as made some purchases from the guild shop, but that is not what we care about right now. The summons will be towards the end of the video. Let's start right off the bat with things that happened recently for me in Summoners War. Now, one of the biggest things that I've done recently is craft a shitload of violent runes. Basically, I took every single one, practically every single one of these transcendent symbols that I had. I had like around 1,200. Basically, ended up crafting, I believe, somewhere in the realm of 50 to 60 violent runes. And honestly, things didn't go that well. Ended up pulling some pretty sweet runes, and I'll show you one of them. And I believe one of them is around here somewhere. Let me see. Here it is. This interesting rune right here I ended up pulling, which has no speed on it, but the rune I had up here on my Theomars didn't have any speed in the first place. But this one started off with crit damage and crit rate, and then, of course, as you can see, procced into accuracy and attack. Big boost to my Theomars' crit rate. Again, I lost 3 speed, but, excuse me, my crit damage. Big boost to the crit damage. Lost a little speed on my Theomars, but you know what? I think it's all worth it. Got a little bit more accuracy, which feels really nice. Before this rune that I did in those 50 crafting, and by the way, I will be highlighting out. I did it live on my stream. Been doing some Summoners War streams lately. Those have been kind of fun. But I did it live on my stream, so if you want to see that happen, you want to see the full 50 rune crafting, you are more than welcome to check out the highlight from my stream. I will have it uploaded to YouTube as an unlisted video. The link will be probably on screen in the top right about right now. That little info card, you can click that and check that out. Pretty interesting. Ended up with 5 legendary runes of various qualities. Most of them were pretty garbage. Didn't really gain anything from it. But this is one of the standout runes from that crafting. There's a couple others that I'm going to try and remember. This one might be. Honestly, can't remember. That one I think I got from the crafting. Didn't really pick any like outstanding slot 4s, to be perfectly honest. There might be one down here. This one I pulled. It could be interesting, and I believe this one as well. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Hard to tell at this point because, honestly, I have a lot of violent runes, and honestly don't know what to do with them. This is another one that I will eventually be leveling up. This is definitely one that I crafted. In terms of legendary runes, it seems like they're about 1 in 5, but I honestly wouldn't even begin to know to tell you what the rate ends up being. But here's my Theomars post-rune removal. Since the last episode, rune removal day has come and gone, and this is now my Theomars on a Violent Endure set. And I'm sure most of you were like, what the fuck is that Endure set? Well, simply because, and we talked about this the last episode, this speed rune is fucking amazing. At least for me, a 6-star speed rune, 22% attack, even a little crit rate, and of course, 2 pretty garbage subs for Theomars, def percent and attack. But the second I run into any better 6-star speed rune, whether it be Endure or otherwise, I will probably end up swapping it out because it's going to be hard to beat, to be honest. 22% attack is pretty fucking amazing. So we'll see how long I manage to keep that. I would love to have my Theomars on Revenge, especially seeing as I can have him with such a high crit rate and crit damage, even without a blade set. So that's pretty cool. The crit rate is not where I want it to be. I really would love to have it at 75. I know 74 is basically 75, but with Theomars' passive, that puts him at an 89% crit rate. That's close to where I want it to be, but I'd love to have it at like 95% total. So somehow finding 6% more crit rate would be amazing if I could somehow do that. And you can look around at these runes. This one, out of all of them, probably the one that could be improved the easiest. Pulling a 6-star violent rune for slot 6 and then hoping that it has at the very least speed and crit rate is basically what I'd be looking for. I would hate to lose speed on my Theomars. I love having my monsters fast, but that's the rune that could probably be improved the most. This rune, like I said, really awesome. All that crit damage. Could easily, once I get into raids, find some violent crit rate buffs that would very simply solve my problem. But we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, we've got a Violent Rune down here. Pretty decent, this rune. No speed on it, though. Definitely room to improve. This rune could very easily be improved, in fact. A simple hero rune with, I don't know, maybe attack or speed instead of defense percent or resistance percent would totally make my day. And there's Theomars' total stats again. 56% resistance. Kind of fucking amazing. Pretty much every sub that's not a sub I wanted procced into resistance. So as much as the Endure set is really weird, I feel like it goes really well with Theomars. There's just something kind of about Theomars where, you know, he has that Endure buff. People are almost always going to be focusing Theomars early on. Having that much resistance to me has been getting me, I would assume, quite a lot of arena defense victories. And I'll show you guys. It's been a full week of arena, and only one of these arena defense wins was with 4 monsters. The rest, 19 out of those 150, were actually with 3 monsters. Now, I think that's pretty fucking good. You can kind of look at the previous weeks of arena defense wins. I'll take that in a heartbeat. I managed to stay really high in arena this week, over 1400 pretty much all week long, but still getting consistently attacked and consistently being able to kill the people that attacked me, which is not typical. Usually around this rank I have trouble attacking back and have to kind of sift through. But now that my Akamir, and we will go ahead and jump into Akamir, he got improved just a little bit, including recently. There's his ridiculous rune set, and you'll notice, no more blade set. There is now, once again, another Endure rune. Amazing rune. This rune was a hero rune to start off. Crit rate, attack percent, and speed. So you can see it procced into crit rate once, and speed twice. And then, of course, at plus 12, it went into crit damage, making me one of the happiest men alive. That was fucking awesome. But there's where Akamir is sitting now. Lost crit rate because of losing the blade set, but I'll take 94% crit rate with 182% crit damage any fucking day of the week. And he gained a ton of speed from that rune. Plus 16 is fucking amazing. So basically what I'm hoping for Akamir right now, I would love to find a blade rune that could either go there or there. Really take the place of any of these other runes just to get him to that 100% crit rate threshold. 94 is fine. I don't tend to run into any problems with it. The arena offense I use with Mr. Akamir tends to be something like this. Basically, I swap Beretta and Tyrant out. Love that speed lead to make sure that there is no speed gap. And Beretta works really well against really tanky win comps, making sure I take out that Chasoon first, sometimes is the case. Same with a Ritesh. This is a comp I would not go up against. This guy has a fairly high arena rank in terms of his defense. And it looks like a comp that's not going to nuke you down. So I kind of am assuming that, you know, this guy is outspeeding people when he gets wins. So not a comp I would personally attack. I tend not to attack speed comps. This one, definitely, I would probably attack. And just for shiggles, the only thing I need to do here, honestly, and you know what, I'm going to go with Beretta, is make sure this Aquila doesn't go. Now, he's got an AoE strip, and of course, increases the attack power and crit rate of all allies. So we're going to just show it. Now, I do apologize, Mobazin and my phone, crazy laggy. I'm working on a solution. It looks like the solution is going to end up being me getting another device. So if you have any suggestions, guys, holy shit, that Tyrant is so fast. That Tyrant outsped my fucking Bernard. Holy shit, we just got real lucky. This should be an easy win, though, from here. Holy fuck. That's crazy. But this should be no problem. We get double harmfuls on everybody. And I apologize this is going to lag, but it'll give you a good idea of what my Akamir is capable of. 17 and 20k on pretty much everybody. That's 40k on a good day. On a bad day where he's only got a defense break, that's still pretty much almost always at least 25k damage. That's like worst case scenario. So loving my Akamir arena comp. As you can see, I've been able to just stay really high in arena all week long, which is awesome for me. Either way, continuing on with progress, you guys will notice a new monster has entered the fray. Last time we finished up with the horrid disappointment that was me failing to get Elisa, but look who has arrived, and I have even better news. Not only did I manage to pull Lisa, but very shortly after, I pulled a second one, and I ended up using that second one and a Devilmon to get attack command up first. Took 2 Devilmon to get her third skill up. Fucking incredible. So I now have my Raids Cleanser. That's amazing. Now, I don't remember if last time I had succeeded TOA 100, but that is another thing that's happened. And now that I think about it, there's no way I did TOA 100 last time. I was telling you guys that I'm working on my Dragons comp, which has pretty much solidified itself. I've gotten to the point where this Dragons team is pretty much not losing if I'm paying attention. As long as I'm looking at the boss fight and just able to make a simple switch, we're not full auto 100%. I have to be perfectly honest. Because I'm still attacking the crystal, there is that unfortunate amount of times that I still do die. But if I'm paying attention and can make the switch when my monsters are attacking the crystal to the boss, that eliminates any RNG that gets, say, Veramos or Bella killed. That does tend to ruin my teams. But this team is working swimmingly for me. I have sped up my Megan by quite a bit. My Megan is at plus 108 now, which has made a world of difference. Honestly, a world of difference. That has been awesome. Now, I do still have this accuracy rune in slot 6. Not ideal. I would love to be getting the accuracy from the rest of her runes, but honestly, most of these runes are just so that I have enough speed. And that's pretty much it, honestly. I just want to make sure I have the speed to get everything else done. So that's mostly the reason. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't need that accuracy rune. But seeing as she is basically only being used for me in... basically only in Dragons. I occasionally bring her into Arena, but it's few and far between. But she gets the job done. Also made an improvement to my Miyang. I ended up pulling this shield rune as well as this one. This one is amazing. Improved on the shield rune that I had here, which had, I think, around 18% attack. But it also didn't have any speed, and it didn't have any accuracy. So, big improvement there. Gained a couple percentage into attack. And, of course, 9 speed is a big buff. And same on this side. Picked up accuracy, speed, and HP. Before, this rune was very tanky and not very fast. Now we've obviously got 9 speed on this one. So Miyang has also seen a significant speed improvement. She's sitting at 186 total now, which is fan-fucking-tastic. I talked about it with some people in my stream and decided that, honestly, skilling up Miyang, and it wasn't really my decision, chat seemed to be overwhelmingly in favor of me Devilmoning my Miyang next for raids, and as well as making, basically making dragons easier. Getting her third skill on a shorter cooldown, which I'll bring up really quickly, just so you guys can see. Getting that third skill on cooldown would be a huge, huge deal, because you can actually get an extra cooldown out of it, and more recovery, which, for God's sakes, she's already healing like 14k with attack buff. I honestly can't imagine what it'll be when you get that extra 30%. And again, it's not 30%, that's not how scaling works with healing buffs, but I am a little wary, and I'm still stocking up on Devilmons just because there are so many other skill ups. You've got 5 for skill 1, another 4 for skill 2, and then another 4 for skill 3. That's a lot of skill ups. That's a lot of Devilmon. That's a lot of time invested into one unit. And yes, I'll be using Miyang for raids, but I'm still a little wary. Akamir is another potential Devilmon target. I did throw one Devilmon on him and get a little damage boost in Mach Crush, but honestly, Akamir does what I need him to do right now. I have no issue with his damage, so in terms of being an arena nuker as well as part of my my giant speed team, I have no complaints. So that's a thing. I have also 6-star Darien, once again, moving towards raids. Now, he is not where I want him to be. His defense is honestly, apparently, rather low for raids. His accuracy also apparently way too high. I had no idea what accuracy you needed for raids, but apparently it's only 15%. So a lot of these runes you'll see, this one being a bit of an exception. But let's find one that has a bunch of accuracy on it. I'm sure there's something in here. There you go. 19% accuracy, not something I need. That rune could be easily something else. Then you've got, well, there's got to be some accuracy somewhere else. There's a little bit more accuracy. Stuff that I basically don't need at all. Darien gets accuracy on Awakening, as I just showed you, so didn't really need any accuracy on him. So I'll be taking off those accuracy pretty much this next rune removal. And by the time this next rune removal rolls around, my hope is that basically I'll have my raid comp ready to go. And hopefully dragons will be nice to me. I'll get nice guard runes, nice violent runes, because I have also 5-starred Miss Colleen. Got her on it's a rune set. It's not ideal. She's not nearly fast enough at this point, although she does have a nice 6-star speed rune that needs to be maxed. That'll help quite a bit. But she's definitely not fast enough at this stage, and obviously not 6-starred. Then of course there's Kona, who is basically holding on to my Lisa's runes at this point. Although I am flirting with the idea of running Kona or Lisa as a frontliner. I'm not sure how that will go. I basically don't have a second frontliner as is with my raid team, so it would make a little bit of sense to throw one of my cleansers in the front line because I just don't have someone for the back line. Basically, right now my raid comp, and I'll kind of show you guys. I've been running R3s with limited success, I guess is the word. Um, you're not supposed to run Veramos. Let me just put it that way. Um, and Veramos is one of my only tanky monsters that I have. Uh, Basically, just because he's Veramos and he has lots of HP. So, um, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. Thankfully, Veramos does have that 1,000 defense and that crazy amount of health to last in raids. But his passive is basically useless because of Oblivion. So he's not going to last for me long term. Darien, like I said, he's really solid on HP right now, but I really am lacking in defense subs, and that's going to hurt me if I try to get into R4, which is my target. I want to be in R4, basically. That's where I'd like to be. R5, I feel like, is a long distance thing, but R4, I feel like, especially with Lisa, I'm very close. So hopefully with that change, and hopefully with some rune changes, I will be there. Theomar's, of course, running it in the back line, killing it. I would love, love, love to get Hua going in my raid comp, and that would definitely make sense if I could get, say, Kona in the front line. I could put Hua up in front here, and then, of course, oh, there's your problem. See, I'm out of cleanser space. I would love to get Hua in my raid team, but I don't know. I just don't think it's going to happen. I feel like cleansing is far too important, and I don't know. That might just be me, but this is probably what my raid team's going to end up looking like. Here's the problem, though. I have no lead skill. Yeah, I have that Theomar's crit rate skill, but in all honesty, that's not going to cut it. Most of the reason that my R3s ever fail is because there is not a resistance or defense lead. So I have a lot to think about, considering that basically my only leader skill in this group of people is, well, Theomar's. So probably making a panda. That's the obvious answer. Making my fire panda finally would be the obvious answer. I don't think I'm anywhere close. I could probably grind him out, but in all honesty, I'd rather just 5-star the units I have on hand and see if I can make that work. Maybe I'll just have to roll with a crit rate lead. Some people seem to appreciate crit rate leads in raid. I don't know if I'm one of those people. Anyway, let me just double check and make sure I've covered all the monsters I've wanted to. Another thing I've been doing, I guess is worth covering, is I've been upgrading my crit damage tower in Guild Wars. I got it up a little bit. I think I'm going to stop, though, here and just focus on buying scrolls. There's kind of a debate between myself and basically the other people that I talk to about Summoner's War on the regular. A lot of them seem to think that buying summoning stones is the way to go with guild points once you have all your Ifrits. I just can't agree. It's so expensive, and yeah, you're given a specific chance at like a unique Nat 4, but end all be all, the amount of points, or excuse me, the amount of summons you end up getting is, it's like 2 or 3, and honestly, I would rather have scrolls that give me a chance of finally pulling a Nat 5, because as you guys know, I have yet to pull a Nat 5 that isn't a fusion monster, and albeit a fusion monster that I already have. At this point, if I pulled a panda, I wouldn't even be mad, because at least I'd have the panda and not have to fuse anything, you know? So, I don't know. Either way, again, double checking here that I've covered everything I wanted to. Oh, the Hall of Heroes happened recently, and I guess this is the last thing I'll talk about. I ended up farming quite a lot of Smokies, because when I beat TOA, I ended up pulling a Chilling, and of course I spent a little mana and made a bit of a shrine, and basically this Hall of Heroes was going to be functionally useless for me, seeing as I didn't have a Chilling, but I pulled a Chilling, so I have all the skill ups he needs. You can see all those jack-o'-lanterns. I actually have this Windy here that, well, I was kind of just enjoying Hall of Heroes, so I kind of just ended up getting an extra one so that I didn't need to feed my Windy. Not that I need a Windy, but fuck it. I got all 7 Smokies so that I could max skill my Chilling. Not sure what the fuck I'm going to do with a Chilling, but basically I am occupying my Tranquil Forest for as long as I need to with those monsters. Basically until, with those Smokies, basically until they're max 30. Gonna put them in storage or have them mill about on the little the little jack-o'-lantern I built out of mushrooms and bushes, and they'll live there forever. And I guess it'll be a nice piece for anyone who visits my island. But other than that, I just see no need to 6-star chilling right now. Maybe sometime in the future when I have room to just 6-star whatever the fuck I want. Still don't know what the fuck I'm gonna use a chilling for, but fuck it, that might just happen. Uh, Either way, not sure how that's gonna work, but who knows? That's the deal with that. Um, Double checking one more time, just making sure I have told you guys everything I wanted to this week. It's been a long video so far. Kudos if you've stuck around. But I do think it is time for summons. As usual, expecting nothing. We do have room. The other thing I will actually mention one thing. Thank God Calm to Us buffed the drop rate of Unknown Scrolls because oh, it feels so good to finally have Unknown Scrolls so that I can freaking level up 2 stars again. It's a nice thing. Now, not that my current stack of 18 will prove that at all, but I'm sure by the end of tomorrow, once I've done a round of farming, I should be 6-starring and max 6-starring Lisa tomorrow, or at least getting very close to doing that. Feels good. Feels good to be able to kind of farm and level up monsters the way I want to again, because it was getting a little difficult, to be honest with you. So, without further ado, we have 6 mystical scrolls and 3 unique scrolls. I know it's not much, folks. I could have saved up for some light dark pieces, but you know what? Tomorrow is Saturday, and when you're watching this, it's Saturday. One of the better days to upload to YouTube, just to make sure that most of you guys get this in your inboxes. Kinda just figured, you know what? At this point, let's get the video up when I want it to, and the next time we do one of these, I will probably be summoning my legendary and that light dark, and then an extra light dark from TOA. So that should be cool. Regardless, let's get on with it. Expectations low as ever, starting off with a Fire Elven Ranger and then a Fire Fairy. These will all be fed. At least we got some lightning. Hey, that's fucking cool. And we got an Anubis. So, awesome. Have one of these in storage. At least I'm pretty sure I do. Well, it's a free 4-star. I guess I shouldn't complain. Back-to-back lightning. If it means anything, it's 5-star. It's not. It's a Water Trevor, which I don't need. But you know what? Back-to-back lightning. Holy shit. I'm down. That's pretty sweet. I could have sworn it was finally the time to get the 5-star. If there was any time, that was going to be it. We just got another 4-star. Free 4-star food. I'll probably be leveling up this Sharon, actually. She'll probably be my last 5-star that I feed to make my Lisa maxed. Or to 6-star my Lisa. So that's actually fucking great. Cool, man. I have no complaints. This was actually pretty awesome. Pulled 2 5-stars. Let's go on to our special scrolls. We're going to go with the water scroll first, seeing as the last thing I want is another 4-star water monster. And we'll get a Minotaurus because that's just the deal. We'll go with Wind next. Not enough mana. Son of a bitch! Well, that's just awkward, isn't it? I don't know what to tell you guys. That's that's kind of where this video ends, unless I just sell some runes, but I kind of don't want to sell runes. I'll show you. I do have both of these monsters, or at least I used to. Maybe I don't have a Water Trevor. Thought I did. I guess I just have the Wind one. Well, either way, Fire Anubis is, I guess, not one I have either. That might be the final Anubis I needed to have every Anubis at least once. Hooray, Anubis family completed. Either way, we'll throw these fuckers into storage to wait till a day that they are useful sometime, hopefully, in the future. And then we'll fucking max 4-star this Sharon, and hell, I'll have good times doing that. But unfortunately, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. We got 2 lightning. Fuck it. I know a bunch of you are going to be like, oh my god, you didn't summon those 2 scrolls. Well, alright, fine. You know what? I'll make this video slightly longer. Let's find a couple runes to sell. I've got hordes and hordes of these revenge runes that are worth at least something. This is not 6 stars. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Alright, what do we got in here? That 15 speed on that. That's pretty sweet. Speed, HP, and accuracy, too good to pass up. This one only has speed and accuracy, but could be an 18 speed rune, so can't just get rid of that. These are all 6 stars. Pretty good runes, actually, to be honest. This one, I could probably get rid of that. This one, no speed on it, but I'll hang on to it. I'll get rid of that one that I just selected. Crit rate, accuracy, and attack. You know what? I'll get rid of that one. 14 crit rate, that should stay. Crit rate, speed, attack should stay. Speed, accuracy, crit rate. Fuck it. That one can go as well. And we'll hang on to this one. Guess it's because it's a 6-star probably. All right, that should be, oops, that should be plenty. Yeah, 50k mana. That's plenty. There's probably a couple runes there that, I may have come to regret getting rid of, but fuck it. This is time for my first 5-star. First real 5-star. Wind Scroll first, as promised. No lightning, high elemental, and finally Fire Scroll, no lightning. No surprise there. Either way, at least you guys won't be mad at me for not summoning the last 2 scrolls. Thank you so much for watching this stupidly long episode of Summoner's War Progress. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to check out the last video in the series, you can check out the links in the description or the playlist on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.